In 1998, two broke college students walked into Yahoo's office. They had a little startup. Nothing special. They wanted to sell it for $1 million so they could go back to school and finish their degrees. Yahoo said no. That startup was Google. And here's the part that makes it even worse. Yahoo got a second chance. They said no again. Then they had a chance to buy Facebook. No. Then Microsoft offered to buy Yahoo itself for $44 billion. They said no to that too. Yahoo eventually sold for $4.8 billion to Verizon, a phone company. This is the story of the most expensive series of bad decisions in business history. What's up? I'm Ben. On this channel, we cover the business stories that actually changed the world. Today we're going through Yahoo's complete disaster of a decision-making record. And trust me, it gets worse every time you think it can't get worse. Let's get into it. First, you need to understand how big Yahoo actually was, because it's easy to forget. In the year 2000, Yahoo was worth $125 billion. They were the internet. If you were online in the late 90s, you were on Yahoo. Email, news, sports, search. Everything went through Yahoo. They were untouchable. And that's exactly the problem. When you're worth $125 billion and two random college kids show up wanting to sell you something for $1 million, you don't take it seriously. Why would you? That arrogance cost them everything. 1998. Larry Page and Sergey Brin are PhD students at Stanford. They've built something called PageRank, a new way to search the internet that actually works. It finds the most relevant results instead of just the most popular ones. So they try to sell the whole thing for $1 million. They go to Yahoo first. Yahoo's response? They didn't want it. Their reasoning was actually kind of logical at the time. Yahoo wanted people to stay on Yahoo. A good search engine sends people away to other websites. That's the opposite of what Yahoo wanted, so they passed. Then Page and Brin went to AltaVista. Also no. Excite. No. Nobody wanted it. So they had no choice. They kept building. And within 4 years, Google was so big that Yahoo came crawling back. Yahoo's CEO, Terry Semel, opens negotiations to buy Google. By this point, Google is already huge. But Yahoo still has the money and the power to make it happen. Semel offers $3 billion. Google says no. Their counteroffer, $5 billion. Now here's the detail that makes this insane. In 2002, Yahoo's entire market cap was about $5 billion. Google was essentially asking Yahoo to trade themselves for Google. Terry Semel looked at that number and walked away. Google is now worth over $2 trillion. To be fair to Semel, $5 billion in 2002 was genuinely a lot of money for a company that wasn't yet profitable. But still, $2 trillion. You'd think after missing Google, Yahoo would have learned something. They did not. 2006. Facebook is growing fast, but it's still just a college social network. Mark Zuckerberg is 22 years old. Yahoo offers him $1 billion for the whole thing. Zuckerberg says no. And here's the wild part. Apparently, if Yahoo had just offered $1.1 billion, Facebook's board would have pushed hard enough to make Zuckerberg sell. The whole thing came down to $100 million. Facebook is now worth over $1.4 trillion. At this point, Yahoo is struggling. Google has eaten their search business alive. They need help. 2008. Microsoft comes in with a lifeline. A full acquisition offer for $44 billion. This is actually a great deal for Yahoo at this point. They should take it. Yahoo's board decides they're worth more than that. They reject it. They were not worth more than that. Yahoo eventually sold to Verizon in 2016 for $4.8 billion. Not $44 billion, $4.8 billion. They left $40 billion on the table because they thought too highly of themselves. Here's the thing. Yahoo wasn't run by idiots. These were smart, experienced business people. So what happened? First, they confused being big with being right. When you're worth $125 billion, you start believing your own judgment is infallible. It's not. Second, they kept playing defense instead of offense. Every decision was about protecting what they had instead of building what was next. Google was always building what was next. Third, they had no identity. Yahoo was email and news and sports and search and photos and everything else. They tried to be everything and ended up being nothing particularly well. Google was just search, and they were the best in the world at it. Yahoo went from $125 billion to selling for $4.8 billion to a phone company, all because of a handful of bad decisions over about 10 years. If you want more stories like this, subscribe to Business Ben. I'll see you in the next one.